The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Folks, good morning, everybody. We got S&P's up by 9, NASDAQ 100 up by 84, Dow slightly into the red. And let's jump over to the news of the morning. We'll bring it over. Retail sales, let's jump right into it. Broad advancement, 0.4% for the month of December is what you're talking about. Value of purchases rising 0.4%. The control group climbed 0.7%. Yeah, you're talking about big numbers, man. Okay. Change in retail sales month over month, and then you have the control group in red. Strong numbers. 10 of the 13 categories posted increases. Auto sales advancing 0.7% after robust gains in the prior 2 months. Yeah, big numbers across the board, man. Retail sales, the estimate they were looking for, okay, was 0.6%. But when you take out autos and gas, you were looking for 0.4%, and really it's the control group there. And look how it goes, right? Thursday's figure point to a consumer that held up well in the holiday season. While underlying inflation eased, Americans contending with a high cost of living. Some retailers are considering raising prices. Yeah. So control group sales increased 5.4% at an annualized pace. Retail sales are not adjusted for inflation, largely reflect purchases of goods. Restaurants and bars, the only service sector that declined 0.3%, the biggest drop since the start of the year. So we get that number at 8:30. The market digests it, pretty much in line. But in light of the inflation data yesterday, that is where this market is trading right now, right? It's all about what we're going to do with inflation, what we're going to do with the Fed as we go forward. And on that news, we got yields at 4.65%. We got the 10-year, basically pushing the highs of yesterday in price, 108.09. We had a 10-year yield of 4.65%. You jump over to the dollar, DXY, back above 109. Not quite the reprieve you wanted yesterday, right? Interesting action in the dollar. Even as we have yields ease, dollar stronger, right? Right back to where we were at 8:30 yesterday. You are now stronger in the dollar at the same time that we've had yields drop 12 basis points in the 10-year. Right? Think about that. Interesting stuff. Gold having quite a day yesterday and extending it today, man. So, what is happening in this market? Well, we have yields pulling back, but boom, what do we got? We have a flock to safety, dollar, right? Flock to safety, gold. Look at this gold contract, man. A resurgence yet again. We came into that CPI number yesterday with gold trading at 27.04. We're now at 27.50. Yields have eased, and the dollar's actually strengthened. So yet again, you have gold trading higher as the dollar has pushed back above 109. We could reach all-time highs in gold right now with the dollar pushing 110 from 100. Think about that, right? You back this up, September 27th or so, we were sitting at about 2,700 in the gold contract. That's when the dollar was at 100. Okay, we've spent the better part of 3.5 months with dollar strength, and still the gold contract is sitting there above 2,700. We're 2,746, and we'll see where we go from there. All right, we jump over to the continuation of the bank earnings this morning. Bank of America. They're flat, but living up to the expectations of yesterday. You see the volatility sitting at about $47. You pull over Bank of America earnings. Now, again, it's already baked in to a certain degree when you had J.P. Morgan, Wells Fargo, Citi, Goldman Sachs yesterday, all beating. Okay, topped expectations for profit and revenue. Fourth quarter profit more than doubled to $6.67 billion or 82 cents a share. Revenue $25.5 billion. Yeah, look at that profit number. Revenue jumping 15%. Investment banking fees 44% surge to $1.65 billion, almost $200 million more than the market was looking for. Man. And, keep this in mind when you look at under-promising, over-delivering, right? Just last month, you had the CEO telling investors that banking fees would jump 25%. They jumped 44%. Now, yes, they probably had a strong finish to the year, but he was holding some of that, right? Under promise, over deliver. That's the motto if you can get away with it running a public company. Unlike Goldman Sachs and the rivals, Bank of America's trading operations did not significantly exceed expectations, though. Fixed income rising 13%, roughly in line. Equity revenue rising just 6%, also in line. Okay. Net interest income, though, rose 3% to $14.5 billion. Almost, again, $200 million more than the market was looking for. So strong numbers out there from Bank of America. And then you pull over the Morgan Stanley. Profit doubles. Same thing as Bank of America, right? Pretty remarkable that all the banks are clamoring for less regulation. They come out with earnings and all their profits are doubling. Swear that one. There's Morgan Stanley. They're going to be up by about $2 in the pre-market, maybe $3. You're trading right now at 132.44. You closed at 130.55, and that's after coming into the earnings of all the other banks at 124. Okay, so you had a lot of expectations baked in to these equities coming out a day later. And yeah, stock trading revenue, we just talked about, right? Bank of America didn't really deliver on the trading side of things, but all the other ones really did. That's for sure. Yeah, equities, the big winner, revenue jumping 51% in the quarter, all-time high, boost net income to $3.72 billion from Morgan Stanley out there. There we go. Investment banking fees. Revenue rose 25% in the fourth quarter. Look at these numbers, man. Equity underwriting fees, $455 million. Debt underwriting fees, $407 million. Financial advisory fees, $779 million. Man. Investment banking fees rose 25%, but you see it, Bank of America had that number at what? 42%, 44%. Non-interest expenses, $11.2 billion in the quarter, slightly below estimates. And their efficiency ratio, 69% in the quarter and 71% for the year. And they're looking for 70. So they're right in line. Nonetheless, strong numbers from those banks, man. We kick off earnings season. They're all trading higher. S&P's trading right at 6,000 right now. How about that NASDAQ 100? From the lows of Sunday, you're talking about almost 900 points. Call it Monday. Sunday night into Monday, 5:30 a.m. Monday morning, really. You're trading at 20,700. You almost make it up to 21,600 in the overnight session. All right, folks, come back. We're coming back for the opening bell. We'll take a look at some of those retail sales as well. We'll take a look at some other equities coming up for Thursday trading.
The question we should be asking ourselves is how to position for a potential bear market. Plenty of gains can be made in bull markets, but if we've entered bearish territory, that strategy needs to change. So, how do we pivot so we can see green in the red? Join Larry this month, January 10th and 24th for live trading action. You'll sit next to Larry as he places live trades, explains his methodology, and answers questions live. Larry brings his decades of trading knowledge directly to you, teaching you how to navigate this shifting market. Go to the front page of TFNN.com today and secure your spot fast for live trading Fridays with Larry Pesavento. Happy New Year, Tigers. We'll see you January 10th and 24th. TFNN. Educating investors.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We got markets open. JP Morgan up by 0.5% this morning. You jump over to Bank of America. A little bit of volatility on their numbers, up by 0.2%. Morgan Stanley trading up by about 1.8%. Goldman Sachs on their strong numbers yesterday, holding on to those gains, up by about 0.2% right now. Citi, all these banks, man, look at that power horse acceleration yesterday. Slightly in the red today, and we got Wells Fargo slightly in the red as well. The other company out this morning, United Health. Let me pull those numbers over. And they miss on revenue. United Health's quarterly revenue misses on weakness in insurance unit is the number, and they're obviously getting a lot of attention. But nonetheless, they're down by 2.5% today. You got CVS and Elevance Health also down in pre-market trading off their numbers. Medical cost ratio rose to 85.5% compared with 83.2 in 2013. Analysts were looking for 84.96. And yeah, coming on the heels of their CEO that was murdered in New York, as we're all pretty much aware of, I'm sure. All right, let's take a look at some of the biggest equities out there, how they're trading. Apple shares, we were all the way up to 242 in the pre-market. You give it up back to 237.54. Amazon quite a day yesterday to the upside. They give it up a bit on the open as well. You're trading right now flat, basically, down 29 cents for Amazon at 223 on the dot. We check in on Tesla shares. Tesla down by 1.7%, up to 429 yesterday. I saw the headlines this morning about Bezos and Blue Origin. Looks like they got a rocket in the sky, right? Did they? I think so. Let's see. There's a lot of news out here to find what's going on. We haven't even gotten to the fact that you may have that ceasefire falling through already. All right, I will find that one. We jump over, even just the front page of Bloomberg, okay? This deal isn't even signed, and it's falling apart, right? You have the big take that the ceasefire brings a fragile reprieve after a 15-month conflict. I mean, it's just, even if it holds, is it going to hold at this point? As you have Israel, can't blame them, delaying a cabinet vote on the ceasefire deal, as they blame that they've already reneged before they even had a chance to vote on it. So they're not going to meet until Israel negotiators say Hamas has accepted all aspects of the deal. You know, and the details, yeah. Geopolitical risk remains is the story there, okay? And we will. Well, I'll pull up that article. I got to find it. The Bezos, he's launching rockets, and they might, Blue Origin, is that it? Might be a little bit of a competitor for SpaceX coming down the line. That's the plan. We'll see if it holds. But that's where Bezos' aspirations lie, and we got a little bit of a rollover in this market right now. And the NASDAQ 100 just dropped about 100 points. Dow into red territory, though. They catch a lift on the open, a little bit of a rotation. Russell in positive territory. And let's check back in on those yields in the dollar. Yeah, hanging out. Dollar sitting well above 109. You put this thing on a weekly, man. Yeah, we got one red bar forming on this week. But boy, you're talking about higher highs and higher low in the dollar, and gold is just relentlessly strong, man. The real risk in gold right now, okay, is that gold has traded almost in tandem with the dollar, which is not usually the case. You're reaching points in the dollar with where we are in yields, pushing 4.7% in the 10-year, with the dollar at 110. There's the potential for a pullback in this dollar. And what I would say to that is that I'm watching that gold contract closely and trying to figure out the implications, because it's not as simple as thinking that if we get a pullback in the dollar, that you could get an acceleration in gold. Yes, it will be the wind at your back, but boy, there's a lot of things in play when you can sit here above where you were towards the end of September. And over that time period, we've had the dollar strengthen from 100 to 110, which is remarkable, sitting just above 109 right now. All right, we talk about, as we kick off 2025, this number surprised me a bit. Didn't even think it would be this high. EV and hybrid sales reach a record 20% of U.S. vehicle sales. Yeah. More than 3.2 million electrified vehicles were sold last year, and that's 1.9 million hybrids and 1.3 million all-electric. There's Tesla with a little free advertising. Tesla continued to dominate sales of pure EVs, but Cox Automotive estimated its annual sales fell and its market share dropped to about 49%. Annual sales are not supposed to be falling for a company like Tesla at the valuation they're at, folks. I always say be careful, be careful. Tesla continued, okay. Its market share dropped to 49, down from 55% in 2023. Model Y and Model 3 best-selling EVs last year. The hybrids are the ones that are taking off, right? Shouldn't say taken off, but that's where there's a lot more demand. And you see it with 1.9 versus 1.3 all electric. Yeah, so of the 68 mainstream EV models, there are 68 models in the US. 24 posted year-over-year sales increase, 17 models were all new, and 27 decreased in volume is the number there. And if you are looking, yeah, look at the ability to lease an EV, because what does come into there, and I haven't gone down this rabbit hole completely yet, but if you lease an EV, what you can do is that federal credit, okay, the subsidy, that can be applied to your lease in certain areas. So there's some phenomenal deals for leases going on in that market. About big numbers, 20%. I was surprised to see that. 1 out of 5 cars are either a hybrid or an EV. That's a big number when you think about sentiment right now where we are. All right. Yeah, this one, boy, you talk about it, man. Seems like they could have extended the statute of limitations to this one, because we all know what's happening, man. And there's the headline. It almost says it all. Time's running out to recover up to $135 billion in pilfered jobless benefits. Yeah, I mean, you got a handout that we've never seen before, okay? And boy, just ripe with crime everywhere in terms of fraud. $900 billion in jobless benefits. All right. We're dealing with inflation. That gets all political. Nonetheless, you move forward to, they wanted to get that money out as fast as they could, but you're talking about almost 10% of the number. For unemployment benefits last year, the pandemic apparently led to a structural increase in fraud. Apparently, yeah. In the year before the pandemic, the Labor Department estimated about 9.6 Yeah, that's not that bad of a number. I thought it was a big number. Benefits paid by state unemployment officers were improper, okay? That number pushes to 15% during the pandemic on a number that's talking about $900 billion. We're coming back, folks. Markets in the green. We'll finish up that conversation, talk some other equities. Don't go away.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. S&P's up by 8, NASDAQ 100 up by 42, and yeah, just finishing up that article, just remarkable, and I'm going to post this one in the Tiger's Den, because no matter where you fall on the political aisle, right, and everybody on the right, on Trump's side, said, man, they gave away so much money. There was a lot of good that happened in there too. Okay, we can swing both sides. The economy roared back. Didn't happen like it did in 2008. Yes, there was excess. The truth is always somewhere in between. That's the toughest part, right? Keep your mind open. Talk to people you disagree with. Usually, okay, it's some type of context and nuance that merges, of course. And but boy, yeah, the fraud everywhere. We saw it, right? The emails, everything going on. I can only imagine if you were a fraudster. It was a field day across the board. Period. End of sentence. But yeah, you're talking about a statute of limitations, man, which is pretty remarkable when you think about that in terms of. That's quite a good deal when you talk about a statute of limitations that allows you to sneak past when you're looking at an amount of fraud that they're never going to get through over that period of time. Prosecutors have urged Congress to extend the statute to 10 years. Yeah. All right, nonetheless. Great question in the YouTube Tigers Den, okay? We're talking crypto. We're talking Bitcoin at 98,000, man. There's your weekly. Let's put it back to a daily. You accelerate to 108,960. And the question there is, do you think Trump will make XRP, which is Ripple, I believe, or Solana a reserve asset due to the latest news stories? Now, I'm not exactly sure. And that's from our man Brad in the YouTube Tigers Den. Not exactly sure what the latest news stories. I know they've been getting a lot of attention, but that could mean a lot of things. But what I will say, okay, is that there's nothing saying that they can't. And it's one of the conversations that is interesting when you think of, so the conversation out there, right? What did Trump say? He wants to create like a $1 billion Bitcoin reserve. What's the number he put out there, if anybody has it, right? And maybe that'll be worth $1 trillion in so many years or something like that, to that degree, okay? Get this. But what it brings up, which is a great question, is why does it have to be Bitcoin? Okay? Everybody's trading Bitcoin at 108,000, and you do have to realize that there's an outlier risk, call it a tail risk if you want, okay? That there's no reason why Bitcoin needs to maintain the supremacy that it has as the crypto of reserve, right? The crypto of cryptos. What if the U.S. decided to create their own? Think about that one, Brad. What if the U.S. decided to create their own, which would be a great one? You create your own. Why use Ripple, okay? Why use Solana? Why use Bitcoin? Why not make the greatest crypto coin to ever exist by Donald J. Trump? And, you know, I wouldn't be a fan of that, but you get the point, right? Why would we need to keep it in there? Now, you know, sounder minds would say, because anybody can launch a crypto, right? It could be Doge. Exactly. Why not Doge? Okay. That's a huge risk when you think about the fact that it can be replaced instantly. Now, the same thing can happen with any currency that a country's issuing, except the power of the country is behind it. The only thing that's behind Bitcoin is the ability for the next person to pay you something to gain access to it. It has no utility value beyond, and you know, for what Buffett said, I think we've all probably heard his words right at this point. And it's an exaggeration, but it's an exaggeration that you should recognize because it's a great point. What happens if they go for Doge? Or what happens if they go for Ethereum, right? What if they say, you know what? Ethereum has a lot more practical use than Bitcoin. The U.S. is going to build their reserve around Ethereum, and we're not going to touch Bitcoin because we believe in the functionality of our reserve cryptocurrency. You'd see Bitcoin crash overnight, okay? That is a risk that lies out there, and you should recognize it. Because it's real. And yeah, there is no... Now, I don't think they'll do that. I think where it is right now, the safe bet is to just, appease the Bitcoiners, right? The holders, the hold on for dear life, and put a Bitcoin reserve in there. That's what he talked about. That's what he makes sense. I'm hoping he does not go for Ripple or Solana or Doge, but you better believe it's possible, man. Okay? As simple as that. I mean, you got Elon running the show, and you know that Elon had to be trading all of those cryptos as he's front-loading his army of traders behind him, right? For Doge, whatever it was during that acceleration. So yes, it's a great question, and there's no reason why he can't, and it's just something you want to think about because no matter what you hold in Bitcoin, there's a very real possibility it could go to zero, and that's something you want to consider. Markets this morning. We got trading lower since we opened. We opened in the S&P at about 6,001, and we're trading right now 15 points lower, 59.85. NASDAQ 100 off by 17 to 21,383 right now. And there's Bitcoin trading down about $2,000 right now at 97,960. Gold holding up well, continuing higher, almost at 27.50. Crude contract trading down 39 pennies. Now we roll over on contracts here. You make it all the way to an 80 handle yesterday. We roll over to a new contract. We're trading at 78.32 right now, and we keep our eye on yields and the dollar. Yeah, just chopping around right now. We got the 10-year, 4.67 almost, and you're sitting at $1, Yeah, holding right at about 109.20, but a little bit of weakness since we've been on the air from 109.30 to about 109.20. All right, we jump around to other equities. Target shares. Watch out for target shares, man. What's going on here? So, what's going on is they're not taking it to the bottom line. Holiday sales were better than expected, but they're not making more money. And the market says, wait a second. They instantly said, wait a second, you took in more money, and then they said, oh, hold on. You didn't make any more money, though. That's a problem. That's a problem. And, yeah. They raised their fourth quarter sales forecast, but it looks like the deals are a problem. They expect comp sales in the fiscal fourth quarter to grow by 1.5%. That's better than the most recent outlook. And they did not lift their profit outlook, though. They anticipate fourth quarter earnings $1.85 to $2.45. It's quite a range. And full year $8.30 to $8.90. And they report their numbers still in about a month and a half. So they're guiding after the holiday season. Yeah, so they're down 3.7%. We jump over to Walmart shares right now. Down about 0.7%. You know, I'm always telling. I was in Sam's yesterday. I got some gas at Sam's. Always a deal. Got some groceries. I got home. Man, they got so many deals at Sam's. Just blows Publix away in terms of how much money you save on everything. So, and I think consumers are just going to continue to pay attention to that. Amazon slightly in the red. We got Apple shares right now. Yeah, they dip lower, down by a full percentage point. Tesla shares down by 2.6% right now. Bank of America digesting their earnings, down by 0.3% right now. Morgan Stanley up another 1.5%. Markets in the red. One more segment, folks. Don't go away. Be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter. a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN. Educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. All the markets slightly into the red. And remember, we got Thursday trading, Friday trading. We come into a long weekend, and we come back with a new administration. We come back with executive orders in place, and we're going to get to find out where some of the reality meets the rhetoric of a campaign trail. So I was talking to our man Teddy Kegstat yesterday, probably rightfully so. You know, we might sail into Friday here late in the afternoon. Look for a little volatility today, though, because today's the day to get positioned ahead of Friday, last opportunity before you come into whatever tariffs are going to be announced, and also just before the long weekend, right? We got a long weekend. You got Martin Luther King. You have inauguration on top of it. Schools closed on Monday for MLK Day, so you got a long weekend coming in. That happens tomorrow. And like I said, pretty remarkable. 4 out of the last 5 weeks this will be long weekend in the market, as you have Christmas, New Year's, Jimmy Carter. This is our only full week, and then we get a shortened week next week as well with 4 days off. All right, and what else are we talking about? Yeah, how about this one? Enjoyed it from the Journal. Talking about the TGL. If you checked it out, it was on Tuesday on ESPN. Now, I cut the cord. ESPN's the one thing that I struggle to get right now, because the only way to get it almost is if you are paying for cable TV, which I don't pay for. But nonetheless, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. If you haven't checked it out, man, it's simulator golf, and then they tee it up on real golf greens. For my friends and I all talking about this, and the consensus is it feels like you're watching competitive video games, but the kicker is, on a Tuesday night in prime time, yeah, there's probably a slot for that. You know, Thursday, Friday, weekend golf, nothing like Sunday at the majors, Sunday at the Masters, right? All that stuff. But on a Tuesday night on prime time, you're telling me I can watch Rory and Tiger tee it off? I might be able to get into a rhythm of watching that. We'll find out. TGL, nonetheless. All right, folks, thanks so much for tuning in, kicking your trading day off right here at TFNN. Stay tuned. We got our man Basil Chapman. He's coming up next with the Tiger Technicians Hour. We got our man Steve Rhodes, Trader's Edge, Fast Market, Larry Pesavento, Jacob Shoup this afternoon. Have a great Thursday, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a great one, folks.